afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, July 5th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tomorrow night, Wednesday, July 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Life is not a problem. It's mystery to be lived, loved, and experienced. Life is not a problem, never meant to be a problem. It's mystery to be lived, loved, and experienced, Osho. There are 3 basic responses to this life. The first is resisting what is, where our body contracts, tightens, and constricts. This occurs when we feel threatened, out of control, upset, or hurt in some way. The second response is allowing what is. This is an experience of trust, release, and expansion. We interpret life as a safe, loving, and nurturing place where we can relax and truly let go. Our lives feel open, exotic, and spacious. The third response contains components of the first 2, yet is more of a neutral, non-identified response. From this place, we are truly detached from the body. We have no opinion, no identification with these thoughts passing through, and are free from all forms of judgment and limitation of any experience that arise. In each of these 3 responses to life is the possibility of discovering your own awareness. Life has given us the opportunity so that we may essentially be able to experience the totality of our divine existence. If and when we take a closer look, you'll notice that all 3 of these experiences happen to us every day on some subtle or intense level. Our body-mind will contract with suffering, expand with joy, or not really have any particular response at all. It all depends on where our awareness is fixated on. Wherever your awareness flows, energy goes, and manifestation grows. If you are attached to or avoiding certain people, thoughts, feelings, or experiences, you will create some form of suffering. Wherever your awareness flows, energy goes, and manifestations grow. If you are attached to or avoiding certain people, thoughts, feelings, or experiences, you will create some form of suffering. Transcending suffering means embracing and releasing each of the 3 conditioned responses immediately as they arise. It means you're realizing that you are not this body-mind, nor any of the thoughts that flow through it. You've become self-realized and know that who you are is that which is beyond all knowledge and can never be fully known. Our perception of reality is based on the thoughts we agree to be real and true. The color of the blue sky may be very calming and soothing for some girl who is lying on her back in a warm field of grass, who is being absorbed by the deep blue yonder. An air traffic controller may not even notice the sky has any color at all, as he is panicking about 2 planes trying to land at the same time. A newborn baby may not even know what the color blue is, and can be looking at the sky and never notice anything blue out there at all. All the words that form the thoughts in our minds were given to us by others. When we drop attachment to the words, it's easier to let go of the thoughts ideas behind them. Wherever we focus our attention determines what we will experience. We are that powerful when we master our ability to be the watcher of the words, beyond the thoughts. You will never get caught in a world of suffering again. Wherever you focus your attention determines what you will experience. You are that powerful when you master your ability to be the watcher of the words beyond the thoughts. You will never get caught in a world of suffering again. You will see that you are the one who forms all perception and creates your version of reality in each moment. The essential key to mastering the mystery of this life is being this ever-present awareness. This means you are an opening, a blossoming of life, and a willingness to experience each new moment of life, whatever it brings. You are being aware of your body, listening to the signals that are telling you when you are contracting, attached to, or in avoidance of anything. By simply being an open vessel to experiencing life in all its favors and colors, you can let go of needing to always be in control and start flowing with the river. Just as each great symphony hits the highest and lowest notes on every octave, life will play its high and low experiences through us. Whether you choose to resist the negative or hang on to the positive is what determines your bliss and freedom. How often have you found yourself gripping with anxiety or fear over some situation you thought was going to happen, yet never did? It's an everyday occurrence for many of us who are in a state of over-identification with their mind. The westernized society has trained, programmed, and conditioned you to react instead of respond consciously to information about the past and future from a place of fear. You are most likely already in a state of contraction before you even hear, feel, and see what's about to happen next. With all this unconscious, contractive energy buried inside, you must choose to make a valiant conscious effort to transcend this debilitating pattern. And the only way is through intensifying your awareness. Several years ago, scientists did a study on human perception and found that we spend only 2% of our time in the present moment. Think about that. We spend only 2% of our time in the now. The other 98% of our time is spent in illusions our minds create about the past and the future. The other 98% of our time is spent in illusions our minds create about the past and the future. We are completely missing the reality that is here now. What is happening now is the only thing that is real. And to pay attention to some thought that happened last week is to ignore this powerful and deeply amazing universe, which is happening now. Every one of us, to some degree, has an inner drama addict who is unconsciously addicted to hearing about the latest news, the town gossip, and what horrific things are happening around the world. It can even get sucked into the thrill of watching some stressful, dramatic movie if life starts to become too repetitive, dry, or predictable. Most of us would rather live our entire lives in this illusionary, dramatic world than let it go, face the unknown, and live completely in the state of formless, non-identified reality. It's important to realize that life in its natural state is very calming, healing, and peaceful in its natural state. It is this unconscious saboteur inside who is responsible for manifesting extra unnecessary drama in our lives. It feels bored and thinks that the drama makes it feel alive. It now has a life mission and purpose. It can feel useful again and could even fix the problem that it's created and feel an even bigger reason for being here. If this sounds familiar, our question for you is, if you didn't need a reason for being alive and there was no reason for your existence, would you still enjoy yourself and all the things you love doing? If you didn't need a reason for being alive and there was no reason for your existence, could you still enjoy yourself and all the things you love doing? Whenever we step out of our typical mindset and move into the unknown zone of human existence, all sorts of magical and mysterious experiences tend to occur. It's vital to understand that everything you experience in life is part of your path to spiritual awakening. All roads lead to Rome, and all paths lead to enlightenment. Life is a mystery to be lived, enjoyed, and celebrated. Our future will contain both painful and pleasureful experiences, yet how you choose to respond to the circumstances is always up to you. When you can dive heart first into each experience of life fully, you will always come out the other side with an expansive, loving feeling. Life is always testing us to see how sensitive our hearts can become. We are here to explore what it's like to have a fully conscious, open heart that is surrendered to this great mystery in each moment. It is a never-ending journey from the head into the heart. The divine mystery of life is perfect. And when your heart remains open, this divine perfection will always be revealed to you completely and perfectly, as it always is. Take each day, day by day, this week, to see, feel, and experience the grand and divine mystery of life. Each morning, before you get out of bed, say to yourself, I am committed to being open, the divine, loving mystery of life today. I am committed to being open to the divine, loving mystery of life today. Write this message next to your bed so you can memorize it easily. Have it there when you wake up. Approach every situation you're in this week with this awareness of embracing the great mystery. Remember, your true unlimited self can only be found in this present moment. When you're deeply and fully present to this present moment, you instantly become a radiant spiritual source of bliss for all to enjoy. Make the commitment to be devoted to being here now. You will find true freedom from all your worries, problems, and concerns forever. The here and now is the only place we will ever find this freedom. And so it all depends on how devoted we are to this now moment. We will easily discover this true freedom by spending all our awareness in the now. Practice embracing each of life's moments by diving into each experience with your heart, welcoming the experiences that arise instead of going into judgment. Notice when you are in your head judging, analyzing, or labeling others, yourself, or life to be a certain way. Live each moment as if it were your last, fully present and soaking up every juicy morsel of it. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies we're in. Because we're not the body. We're not the character, we're not the personality, we're not our names, we're not our status in this life. We are the God within. So when you focus on your breath, easy and slowly in through the mouth, through the nose, and easy and slowly out through the mouth. When you focus on your breath, every single time, and you listen to your breath, you move into the now, the present moment. And it's interesting because there's really nobody that can say that this doesn't happen. But when you do that, the mind chatter disappears. Ego mind is not there. It doesn't exist in the now. Your subconscious mind's there. All the 60,000 plus thoughts that you put out every day aren't there. The tens of millions and billions of thoughts that fly by like clouds in the sky, which are basically programs, aren't there. It's just nothing but the now. Silence, quiet, peace. That doesn't mean that the ego mind is going to try and figure out a way to get you out of the now. Okay? Because remember, we only spend 2% of our lives in the now. 98% in yesterday or tomorrow. This is why so many people suffer. So practicing being in the now is imperative. Now, I'm not saying that it's we all have we have a habit, right, of not being in the now. Our habit is to being in yesterday or tomorrow. So that's where the breath comes in. We're always focusing on our breath to keep us in the now. And in the now, pain and suffering are gone. Worry, stress, and fear are gone. Happiness, joy, and bliss are present. So when you look at, you couldn't answer certain questions. Genuinely, you couldn't. When you have people ask you things like 5 years from now, where are you going to be 5 years from now? You wouldn't be able to answer that question because you don't know. Or even a question like, what are you going to do tomorrow? You won't know. Then people say, well, you got a plan. You got a plan. You can plan in the now. You can set goals in the now. And then let them go. See, we're not here to survive. We're here to enjoy. We've been taught as a species, as a civilization, to be here to survive, not to enjoy. You see the difference? You enjoy in the now. You survive in yesterday or tomorrow. That's how powerful now is. your bodies, they absorb everything. They absorb worry, stress, fear, anxiety, revenge, hatred, anger, greed, manipulation, dishonesty. All of it. Every waking moment and every sleeping moment. And we store things. We store it all. It's not like we know we're storing it. Well, we store it. We store it in our shoulders, right? Our abdomens, our lower back, our hair, our eyes, our teeth, our faces, our heads, fingers, legs, everywhere. We store it. And we store it throughout the life. And the interesting part of that is that after a long period of time, some of us will experience biological breakdown. It's like, you keep absorb. So you take a garage, for instance, right? You keep putting stuff in there. You don't have any room for your car, so you just keep putting stuff in there. Storage, right? You keep putting stuff, and then the door starts to bend and bulge. It doesn't open right anymore because it's so stuffed with stuff. And eventually it breaks. It's the same with the body. But in the now, none of that's there. Through the breath, the body relaxes and lets go. It just lets go. All of that tension, stress, fear, anxiety, worry, all of it just kind of melts away. It doesn't exist in the now. You can really see how things can get miscombobulated and confusing when so many people live as the body, not the God, within the body. So you can feel the body relax. You can also feel yourself in the heart mind, not the head. Move into the heart mind. And at all times, it's like practicing being in gratitude, deep eternal gratitude, 24/7. For everything. Being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself. At all times. I've seen people, do a number on themselves. I mean, just chew themselves up. Gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself at all times. So when you really realize something, well, when I'm in the now, all this stuff isn't here. So the pain and suffering and sorrow and anguish, it doesn't exist in the now. Why wouldn't I practice being in the now? So we find ourselves standing in front of three paths. Right? We're in the center, the now. And the subconscious mind's not there either. I mean, it's great because when you understand what all of these illusions create for us, it's mind-bending. Because our subconscious mind records every single thing. Not when you enter that baby body, not just that, not just you and that body and what you do, but all the stuff around, other people, the adults and everything, and as the body grows and interactions with others and others, interactions, and it's just massive, and it pulls it all in. You could be sitting in a park bench watching things, just watching, and it'll record it all. and it'll play it back. And it's not like, hey, subconscious mind, play it back. No, it'll play it back when it wants to play it back. Okay? So it blends in with reminiscing and nostalgia and memories and stuff. And that's where we have deja vu. The subconscious mind is playing back a memory or experience that you've had. Not just this life, but other lifetimes. And it feels very familiar to you, doesn't it? Why? Because you have done it before. It might be a little bit different surroundings, but you've done it before. So when we look at these paths, right, and we see that the trees have formed a golden canopy over the paths. And the shimmering leaves and branches and bark. And the paths themselves are this flaming, vibrant emerald green grass. Appears to be grass. And they're all done the same. And the one on the left, of course, is yesterday, the past. And the one on the right is tomorrow, the future. One in the center is the now. The only thing we notice when we look around at these paths is that the one on the left and one on the right are very worn. They've been used a whole heck of a lot. Now, one in the center, it almost looks brand new. We know why this is, see? We know why it is because the ego mind works on us constantly and mastering us to keep us in the past or the future or yesterday, tomorrow, at all times. And that's where pain and suffering is. Now, we reminisce and we have nostalgia and we have memories that we, at times, will come in and we'll kind of visit them. Wonderful time, had a great time. I really enjoyed that. I'd like to do that again. I remember when, things like that. Even we touch on things that we have experienced or done that didn't work out, and then we say, maybe I try it this way, it might work. So we'll go into our great hall, right? And we'll open the door and turn on a light. And when any of us walk into a room, we're not focused on it, but we flash our eyes at the ceiling and walls. We just do it. It's just automatic. But when we walk into our great hall, we don't see any walls or ceiling because it's just vast. Nonetheless, we will go to shelves and drawers, and we will pick out some movies and some books and pictures, and then we'll go sit in an easy chair, and we'll see a blank canvas, a white rectangle float in the air, and we'll watch some of the movies, read some of the books, and look at some of the pictures. We'll have a good time. Reminiscing, remembering, going over things. And we do it for a while. But we don't do it forever. We don't do it for just, repeatedly over and over, long time. We'll get up and we'll put everything in its proper place and turn off the light, shut the door, and move forward in life. And on occasion, revisit. But some of us, unconsciously so, will stay there so long that we end up taking that past, bringing it in the future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, relive that past and that future. That's why a lot of people say no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now, all of us are most of us are pushed and prodded and pulled into tomorrow, right? Into tomorrow. The ego mind pushes us, pulls us. You got to know. Come on, let's go find out. Let's know what's going to be happening. You got to know what's happening tomorrow or a week from now or however long it may be. So we'll go on to the future, take the future path tomorrow, and we'll seek out external authorities, astrologers, card readers, psychics, clairvoyants, tea leaf readers, palm readers, pendulum readers, numerologists, all kinds of external authorities. And we seek out information. We want to know, right? We want to know when you're going to have enough money to enjoy your life. Or when you're going to be well enough to enjoy your life. I mean, there's a lot of things. And they'll tell you. You know, whatever tools they're using, they will use those tools and they'll tell you. You know, it's like, hey, Alice, you're going to be coming into quite a bit of money in a week's time. It's going to come out of the clear blue. Right? Alice is blown away. Okay? But she doesn't believe it. She just kind of goes, well, that's nice. In a week, you said. Okay. Now, Mary, she takes it in all hook, line, and sinker. She is like geeked. I mean, she is really excited, right? So she marks it in her calendar, and she counts the hours. And she creates attachments to the outcome of receiving this money and expectations of it. And then there's Sandy. Sandy, she takes it in and says, this is phenomenal. This is wonderful. I have complete trust in myself and complete trust in the universe that this will manifest. The universe is already manifesting it for me now. Now, the first one, Alice, it won't come to her 99.999% of the time. Mary, it's not going to come to her. She's too fixated on it. Okay? She's got attachments and expectations. So she pushes it away. Now, Sandy, it'll be manifested. And she knows that the universe will manifest it perfectly every single time. And she doesn't question. She doesn't question the time element. She doesn't question when. She just knows in the perfect, exact timing it will manifest. For her. Not to her, but for her. And it's really ironic because in the now, every answer to every question we would ever have is within us. Always has been. Always will be, ever beyond and forever. Now, we have parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, everywhere. Beyond consciousness. Everywhere. And nowhere. Now, some of those parts are stone cold asleep. A bucket of ice water slaps across their face, punch in the gut, won't wake them. We deeply love them just as much as we deeply love the parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are awake. Consciously aware to a certain extent. Consciously aware means that we know through our heart minds that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And when we look at all the different physical forms, right? They're endless. throughout existence and beyond. Just in our small realm, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, and Avian. And of course, there's many more. And our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetype. Ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, Amoria, Medantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. Fairies, sprites, elves, dwarves, gnomes, trees, trolls, elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. So the physical forms is the illusion of separation. The God within all of those forms I've mentioned are part of the gods within us, within these bodies. All the light energy spectrum, infrared, ultraviolet, super blue, green. See, we can inhabit any form we choose, not just these human bodies. Googleplex is a number that would fill this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. You're talking trillions of Googleplexes from trillions of universes. And we're not aware yet, but we will be, that we will figure it out that, okay, since we are part of everything and everything's part of us, and all the gods are one, wouldn't it make sense that eventually you could be in more than one place at one time? That you could travel the galaxies and the universes in the blink of an eye? Because you're part of everything. Celestial planets, stars, galaxies, nebulas, pulsars, dwarfs, black holes, white holes. You're part of all of it. Because there's no separation. So we look at this planet, and we say, the gods that we are in these bodies, let's transcend this planet. Enough's enough of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, the AI rogue goop, the pure evil, the souls that have taken in too much darkness. Let's cleanse and purify. Let's increase vibrational frequency, infinity and beyond. And that's what we're doing in this very now. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Continues to grow, intensify, and expand. Now we immediately form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, are in this now. This white fire emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. Pure, deep, eternal love. Highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies, flooding, saturating, permeating this planet, on it, in it, above and below it, infinity and beyond. No escape. Zero. So we begin to ascend above the planet. As we do, we're immediately met with a massive ocean of glitter. It's not like an ocean of glitter you would depict on this planet. Way beyond that. And we see all these microscopic, little tiny, perfectly etched mirrors everywhere. And the vibrancy and the color combinations are off the charts. And so we describe it from what we've experienced on this planet. So we take a grand finale fireworks display, which we've just seen across the planet, and a grand finale laser light show display, and the ballroom globe with the perfectly etched mirrors that you shine light on, it floods the room with light. We combine all those into a massive crescendo of just a burst of spectacular, multicolored, clear light, sparkling. It's pretty near to the ocean glitter. Now, we look at the reflective points and we enter them, and we discover that all of us, in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are learning and teaching and learning from each other in the different physical forms we take on. And people might say, well, why would you want to be a leaf on a tree? It's not going to last long. No, it's just the experience. It's not about longevity. It's about experiencing it. Okay? Why would you want to be a blade of grass? To experience it. You know, somebody might say, well, why would you want to be a blade of grass? You say, because I want to experience a blade of grass, what it's like to be a blade of grass. And all of us are teaching each other. Now, those of us who are stuck in the material physical world miss most of that. Why? Because we're either in the past, right, yesterday or tomorrow all the time. So we're suffering, irritable at times. Those of us who have chosen to go within, stay within, are not missing it. I mean, everything that we see teaches us something. It doesn't matter what it is. It teaches us something. Trees can teach us something. Different species of trees. Of course, the animals, dogs, cats, horses, cows, pigs, birds, fish, water, fire, earth, air, wood, all of these things. Teaching us. I mean, you look at a spider in a web, and you look at the web, and you go, that took a lot of work. It did. Focus in the moment, making that web, bit by bit. It's like the bug in a rug. You say, well, it'd take a lot of effort, the size of that bug, to crawl across that floor in that carpet fiber. And the bug's never going in a circle, circle, circle. It's always going forward, always moving forward. So we're learning. It's great. You can sit on a park bench, focus on your breath in and out, and pick up so many things you never would have ever in the head, in the ego mind. But in the heart mind, focus on the breath in the now. Pick up all kinds of things. Now the gods that we are in these bodies, we create columns of light, firelight, to remind us of things because we have a little amnesia. So we're met with Archangel Raphael, who's carrying an omnipotently powerful emerald green, flaming, healing light. Collectively, we all created this light to remind us, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the power of healing these bodies. Then we have Archangel Michael. He's carrying violet, blue, purple, flaming light. And this is to remind us, the gods that we are in these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. And then we have the white fire light. This imbues us. It's like an armor, and from head to toe, right? And the armor emanates from the gods that we are in these bodies, which is pure, deep, eternal love. Highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. It's impenetrable. As long as you hold that frequency, it's impenetrable. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possession, no attachments, or any of that stuff. They couldn't hold their physical form around us. They would vaporize, so they have to stay away. And we're protected to infinity and beyond. But only you have the power. That if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, consciously or unconsciously, low enough, through hatred, anger, greed, revenge, envy, dishonesty, manipulation, worry, stress, fear, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough, create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. And, then there's possibility of demon possession, attachment, and many other things. But we have fail-safes. We, the gods in these bodies, created. First fail-safe is a double column of light. It reminds us that we do lower our vibrational frequency to such an extent, and we're invaded. We can bring in the purple transmuting flame. And we bring in the purple transmuting flame, and we transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to neutral-like substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then we have the second part of the column, the violet ray. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with a golden white pink light. This is a column the gods that we are in these bodies created to remind us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and rainbows. We are the sunsets and sunrises. We are the oceans, rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the clouds and the skies. We are the trees and the forests and the soils and the animals. We're everything. Everything is us. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We've been trained in the illusion of separation. So when we see a rainbow, we say, isn't that beautiful? I gotta get a picture of that. Or we see a sunset or a sunrise, same thing. And that's through the ego mind. Yet, through the heart mind, we look at the same thing and say, that is the God that I am. That rainbow over there, that's the God that I am. And this is through the heart-mind. You'll notice a shift when you do it. When you acknowledge who and what you are. Now, we continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form. We're carrying physical form, some of us, and hover effortlessly above it. And the reason we do this is because it's a lot of fun, and we can. We come into contact with this massive crystalline tower. Now, we, the gods in these bodies, created this tower. Larger than the solar system and beyond. And now in the center of this column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see a golden white ball of light. And it appears to be literally encircled by multicolored rings of light that seem to go infinity and beyond. Now this all creates this super bright, white, sparkling, misty cloud. It's absorbed through the heart mind. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. Now we discover that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And we do discover that all of that is a reflection of the gods that we are in these bodies. Now, at the top of the column, we designed it, the gods that we are in these bodies. So the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7, infinity and beyond. What is the golden ocean? Pure, deep, eternal love, flooding this planet. This planet is being absolutely deluged with pure, deep, eternal love. Do you think there's an escape of lower dark matter frequency? It's not possible. It isn't. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops is golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. Now we see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We, the gods in these bodies, created this meditative sphere over 4 years ago. Every day, 7 days a week for over 4 years, meditating. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world meditating for the complete liberation, transcendence of this planet into a God planet paradise. Now, this is never going to end. It's been engaged. It was engaged over 4 years ago. It's not going to end. It's going to continue, intensify, grow, and expand. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's that kind of intensity of pure, deep, eternal love. Now, you look through your heart mind. You get curious. You want to know what's happening with the planet as it's being saturated with deep, eternal love. And so you focus on your breath and you go into the now and you float. You watch. You don't judge. And you look and you see all this dark matter, all this goop, blackest of the blackest black, rogue AI goop, pure evil goop, And souls who have taken in too much darkness go. See, it looks like it's being vacuumed off the planet, right? It's going straight up everywhere. You can see it. Now, we, the gods in these bodies, created a field, a golden, pink, white, shimmering field in the air, in the atmosphere around us. And you can walk through it, but it's shimmering and glistening everywhere. And this is the highest of the highest high, pure, deep, eternal love. Now, the dark matter, it's disintegrating. While you watch it, it's disintegrating as it goes up. We created kind of a canopy sky, which is golden, white, pink light. This is pure, deep, eternal love, super intense. So when this dark matter gets, if it does, any remnants of it gets to the sky, in one flash, it is completely vaporized permanently. So this is what we are doing. It is happening every microsecond. Now you can tap into it anytime. Anytime, through the heart-mind. The quality of our personal relationships represent how interconnected and whole we are with ourselves, within ourselves. So, for today, take some time to recognize and acknowledge all the interactions, connections, relations, and relationships you are still thinking about from your past. It may seem like an impossible feat, yet just do the best memory recall you can. Go back to your childhood, grade school, high school. Take a good look at what memories you are still repeating. What would you have done or said differently? What do you wish you would have experienced? What happened to your heart when you did start doing and saying what you wanted to? So, the course of today is to go and tell those people what you most need to say and start doing those things you most want to do with them. This is your chance to make a significant life change in their heart and in yours. This exercise is huge and will free up more spiritual connection than you know. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, slowly, and an easy breath slowly out of the mouth. Be still. Shine the light of consciousness into your unconsciousness, and you will illuminate your soul. Right now, there is a massive amount of hidden, unknown, buried material in our unconsciousness. Sometime today, for about 30 minutes, bring your awareness into your unconsciousness. How do you do this? Sit in a dark room. Close your eyes. Relax deeply into your belly and body. Allow any thought to arise that may be hidden beneath the surface. When they do, the instant they enter your mind, imagine you're shining a bright golden spotlight on them immediately, instantaneously. However, this light is so powerful, it incinerates the thought and they dissolve instantly, giving more space for you inside. During this exercise, know that you are safe here, no matter what you experience. Even though you may see nothing and feel nothing, stay present to the void. You may feel your entire body and mind have disappeared. Simply remain present and aware that consciousness is always here. Take this with you for the rest of the day, in the evening and night, and following morning. We will return here Wednesday, July 6th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our time for change call.